Welcome to the latest I-4 Ultimate in 360, your 360-degree view inside the I-4 Ultimate project. Today, we're traveling along eastbound Maitland Boulevard, getting ready for a brand new traffic shift that's going to require that motorists that want to get onto the eastbound I-4 lanes are going to need to get up into the elevated lane. So we're coming up now to the intersection of Maitland Summit Boulevard, and you'll need to be prepared looking for a ramp just after you cross over Maitland Summit. So this gives us an opportunity here to remind you that this is a 360 view camera. So if you're watching on a smartphone or a tablet, you simply tilt or pan your device around. You can look all around and see exactly where you are to help you better orient yourself ahead of this traffic shift. If you're watching on a desktop or a laptop, just use your cursor and drag and move your cursor in any direction. You can look to the side, you can look behind. That way you know what to expect before this traffic shift comes into place. So here we are now passing through the intersection of Maitland Summit Boulevard. We're coming up on the first ramp. Now, if you want to get onto eastbound I-4 starting on Saturday, September 8th, you're going to need to be in this left-hand lane. And as we're coming up, now this is still a work zone, so keep in mind some of these barrels and barricades are still need to be moved out of the way. But there, if you look to your left, that's the first ramp, your first opportunity to get up into those elevated lanes. So again, if you want to get on eastbound I-4, you're coming from a pop cut, you're coming from State Road 434, you can go ahead and take that ramp there off to the left and get up into those elevated lanes. Now the great advantage for drivers who do that is you'll avoid then this traffic signal that we're coming up to here at Keller Road. So already starting to see some of the streamlined traffic benefits. We've already experienced some of that for westbound traffic. Now we're starting to see some of those benefits for eastbound traffic. Now again, we still have a lot of work to go here in Maitland. Crews have to build a bridge. You can see those piling structures as you look to your left, look behind you a little bit, look off in the distance. You can see some of that bridge foundation that still has to be constructed. So this is an interim phase, but it's something that drivers need to go ahead and be prepared for, because beginning on Saturday morning, you'll no longer be able to stay at the ground level to get to eastbound I-4. You're going to need to be in those elevated lanes. When we get up here in the next ramp, we're going to take that ramp, go ahead and put you up in those elevated lanes. But if you're coming from the north side of Maitland Boulevard along Lake Destiny near the Sheraton Hotel, you're going to need to use Maitland Center Parkway to get to southbound Keller Road, then head east on Maitland Boulevard into the elevated lanes. From Lake Destiny south of Maitland Boulevard, near Applebee's, near the Homewood Suites, you'll need to use South Hall Lane or Lucian Way to get to northbound Keller Road, then head east on Maitland Boulevard, and then get into those elevated lanes. So we've got the first ramp opportunity is just east of Maitland Summit. The second ramp opportunity is just east of Keller Road. And again, there will not be any access from Lake Destiny Road to eastbound I-4, and that's a forever change. That is something that as the new constructed elevated eastbound lanes are put into place, we will not be able to provide access from Lake Destiny Road. So if you work in that area, if you're regularly traveling in that area, go ahead and get used to that new change. It's a forever change. So plan on using either Maitland Center Parkway if you're on the north side, or South Hall Lane or Lucian Way if you're on the south side. It's a good opportunity again to remind you to make sure you're paying attention, you're well prepared for these changes. Go ahead and get in the lanes early. Don't wait until the last minute to try and move over. You're going to want to make sure you get into these lanes well in advance of these traffic shifts. So as this light turns green, now proceed through the intersection with Keller Road, and again, be in the left-hand lane if you want to get onto eastbound I-4. We're coming up to an opportunity to slip in behind the barrels. Again, this is still an active construction zone. So some of these things are going to look a little bit different than they will when the ramp's open. But we're going to slide in here behind this barrier wall and give you a behind-the-scenes look. Now, that traffic that's staying down there to the right, that's traffic that's either wanting to get on westbound I-4 or to continue east on Maitland Boulevard over top of I-4, headed over towards 1792. But again, if you want to get on the eastbound I-4 lanes, you're going to have to take that ramp and get onto these elevated lanes here. So again, take an opportunity, pan around, get familiar with what to expect. There'll be some barrier wall that still needs to be added along the right-hand side, so we're not going to have a drop-off. And again, we just want to give you a preview so that you know what to expect. You're not caught off guard. Now we're starting to come up to the bridges over top of Lake Destiny. And again, if you work or you visit Lake Destiny on a regular basis, you're going to need to drop back to Keller Road to get into these elevated lanes. Otherwise, you will not be able to get onto eastbound I-4. Now, if you just want to head over towards 1792, or you want to get on westbound I-4, head towards downtown Orlando, you'll be fine. You can still make those moves as you normally have done up to this point. This really is only affecting traffic getting onto eastbound I-4. I've crossed over Lake Destiny, and you can see the ramp there down to the right. That puts you onto westbound I-4. We're going to continue traveling in these elevated lanes as we're coming up on some of the new bridges over top of I-4. Want to make sure to encourage you to visit i4ultimate.com/EB414. And that's a web page that's dedicated to just information about this shift. And it's a great resource to share with your coworkers, share with your neighbors. Make sure that anyone that you know that travels through Maitland on a regular basis, send them this link, send them this video. You can share it on Facebook. You can share it on social media, on Twitter, on YouTube. Make sure you share this information. We want to make sure that drivers aren't caught off guard when this shift goes into place. Proceeding a little bit further now, we're getting ready to cross over the ramp that takes you from westbound Maitland Boulevard onto westbound I-4. So that free-flowing ramp will remain, but now if you look to your right, you can start to see some of the traffic that's coming up to that left-hand ramp that wants to get onto eastbound I-4. That will not be permitted beginning on Saturday, September 8th. That goes away. And instead, you're going to take this ramp that's right in front of us. You see that sign? Left exit towards Daytona Beach. That's the exit you're going to want to be in. So again, we hope you've enjoyed this opportunity to get behind the scenes, take a look at what to expect with the I-4 Ultimate project, share this information. This is a major shift that goes into place on Saturday, September 8th. We hope that you sign up for those personalized alerts and make sure that you stay actively engaged in the I-4 Ultimate project.